What up, socialites, and welcome back to the Social Studies Podcast with me, Joe Dombrowski.
And me, Gaspare Randazzo.
I'm coming to Irvine, San Jose, Sacramento, Charleston, Charlotte, Boston, New York, Winnipeg, Atlantic City, Newark, Portland, Maine, Toronto, Chicago, and Atlanta. Every first Wednesday, I'm at the Comedy Store. And every sporadic Wednesday, I have a show in Seattle at Comedy/Bar. All these tickets are at that's my old website. The artist formerly known as Mr. D. TheJoeDombrowski.com. I want to see you there, especially at my straight friends at the store. The end.
And you can come see me. I will be in Granville, Pennsylvania, Poughkeepsie, New York, Raleigh, North Carolina, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Rochester, New York, Long Island, New York, Manasquan, New Jersey, Chandler, Arizona, and San Diego, California. You could get your tickets at GasparRandazzo.com.
So much to talk about today. Do you want to start? You want me to start?
Well, I do want to just start, Joe. Did you notice I got new headphones?
I did. You look like you are about to rocket ship to the moon, brother.
I don't like them. They did not look like this. So I don't buy anything on Amazon, right?
Let us know what you think in the YouTube comments.
I went to Walmart to buy headphones for a podcast.
Jesus Christ, because that's so much better. Walmart's probably more likely to steal your identity.
Don't tell me that. My old headphones were only broadcasting out of the right ear. So I never heard anything out of the left ear. I thought that was just how the headphones were. Then I realized that it was just a me thing that I just wasn't hearing. Like right now when you talk, I hear everything different. The podcast is about to take a whole new turn because I can hear you.
Yes, I got to tell you, I hope to God your kids have these little quirks as they grow up, and I can
we're going to talk about like, quirks in a little.
You're your dad. You are your dad.
So I went to the store. They didn't sell them.
I can see your son. Like there could be like a worm in an apple, and he'd be like, whatever. I'm still going to eat it. Like shit like that.
That's Lucy. That's Lucy.
Oh, yeah. That's
Lucy. Gaspar will run and be like, worm. Lucy will be like,
funny.
It's just a worm, bitch. Which we'll talk about in a minute. But anyway, so I didn't get them at Walmart. I didn't go to Best Buy. I didn't get them anywhere. Melissa's like, just order them on Amazon. So I was like, you know what? You're right. They're headphones. I looked them up. Boom. Got these. They came. They didn't look like, what is this extension on the side? Why do they come up? They look like an astronaut's helmet.
You do, yeah.
And like, do they look better when I squeeze them?
They do look better when you squeeze them, but still bad.
And very uncomfortable. Like, and now Melissa's like, you can return them, but that's a whole process. You got to put them back in the box. You got to get a shipping label.
No, oh my God. No. Amazon returns. I understand what you're saying because I, at one point in my coming of adultness, thought that too. So let me still some wisdom upon you. Amazon returns are the easiest now. The easiest. All you do is you literally say, I want to return this, and it will tell you one of two things. Either you can do like a UPS return, or you can do there's locations. There's like Amazon store runs, and there's like, they do them at Whole Foods. They do them at other places too. You literally you could walk in with the headphones just like that. Be like this. Amazon sends you a QR code. Boop, you scan it. They take it. The end.
What?
No boxing, no label, no nothing. It's
Are you
so
sure? I thought I had to put it back
easy.
in a box.
I return Amazon shit all the time. I will order shit in like 7 different sizes, keep the one I want, and return all the others.
No,
because
I'm going to have these on for the next 30 episodes minimum.
Which is so unfortunate because honestly, you look like you need some help, brother.
Anyway, so these are my new headphones. Get used to them.
Why won't you use wireless?
Oh, so I don't like things that are little in my ears, like headbuds or whatever. I don't like
headbuds.
Yep, the
headbuds.
AirBuds, headpods, AirPods, whatever, AirBud. I don't like any of that shit in my ear. I don't like the way it sits in my ear. I feel like one quick twitch of your head and it falls out.
It's not like that anymore, Gaspar. It's 2024. These aren't like the first wireless headphones ever invented.
I have these, right?
Oh, shit.
Do you know what these are, right? These are so obnoxious. These are, I guess they're wired, and I just don't like the way
Morgan saw one TikTok that said that Bluetooth headphones are bad for your brain, and now he like is not using them. Now he's
no, it's
only
not for your
using
brain.
wired headphones.
But he's probably right. And I'm not trying to risk anything. So I'll just wear these. Because Melissa's like, you could just get a Bluetooth thing. And it does on my soundboard. It says you can link to Bluetooth. But I'm just, honestly, it's all right. I like these. They're kind of nice. I'm growing on them.
Oh, good God. Okay. I feel like you and I are going to record in studio together. And you're still going to wear these headphones. You're just be like, what?
Is it better looking if I switch them?
No, Gaspare.
I thought maybe they were on wrong.
No, it's terrible. Anyway, I mean, I support you in this journey.
Thank you.
I do. I really do.
My journey to space. Joe, speaking of space, and I know we have a lot to get to because we sent reminders. Did you see that story about the people that were supposed to come home in a week? And now
yes.
NASA,
oh my God. Gaspare. It's like they can't come home in a year or so.
They can't come home till March now. 9 months. They were supposed to be in space for 14 days, and their Boeing spacecraft got jacked up, and they can't safely fly.
Whoa! What are you saying? What is booing?
Boeing, whatever. Boeing, the people who make airplanes.
Stop. We have to stop. Is this an intentional thing for laughs? Are you doing this for the gig?
Boeing.
Because Gaspare, someone's gonna write you an IEP if you keep doing this.
Boeing. How do you say it?
Boeing, Gaspare.
Anyway, so their spaceship was a Boeing aircraft, and it can't fly back safely. So they think they can fly it back, but they don't know if they'll survive. So they're literally sending the ship back. They're staying up in space, but nobody can come to them for 9 months, which makes literally no sense to me. Why not? Like, they didn't take them 9 months to get there, so send a rescue ship to get them. Because these people, the lady, she's an astronaut. She is married, no children. The guy is married with 3 little children. You're just leaving this guy in space for a full year almost? Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's almost like being a comic.
No, it's not. Not even remotely. He lives in space.
Yeah, they're gonna run out of sustenance.
No, that was the other thing. They were like, another ship's gonna drop off some food. Why don't you fucking pick them up? Why are you dropping off food? Get on the damn boat or the ship.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Probably because the food ship can drop off the food and then disintegrate or something.
I don't know if it disintegrates.
Also, can I just say, this is probably the worst thought I've ever thought. What? You know how there's too much garbage on the planet? There's too much garbage on the planet.
Why don't we just ship it?
Why don't we just put it in a capsule and start shooting these capsules towards the sun? And then when they'll just burn up.
I don't know for sure. I agree with you about the burning up, but it might emit some gases when it burns up. And then that would destroy the ozone layer, which would then make the sun's rays hotter on us.
No.
Which would
it would
further
be
global warming.
It would be way past the ozone layer. You break past the ozone layer into, you're saying those fumes would come back or some shit.
It disintegrates and then comes back.
You know what my mom always taught me? Never trust a person who explains things in sound effects.
Did she actually tell you that?
No.
I'm like, damn, Fran.
Got your ass. That's so funny.
Back to school season is approaching. I already know it. I'm going to be sick soon. All these kids are going to come. They're going to bring their little germs from the summer. They're going to spread those germs to me. Then I'm going to get sick. Then all of a sudden, fall's going to come. I'm going to get a cold. I'm going to have some allergies probably still. I'm going to be congested. Sometimes your body just needs a little reset, almost like an oil change, right? So thankfully, there is a company called Navage. Navage is a nasal care company, and it makes breathing easier. Navage is a game changer for congestion. So Navage uses this smooth saline flow and gentle patented nasal suction to clear your nasal passages. You hold the Navage nasal cleanser up to your nose. You press start. It unlocks. It flushes out the mucus from your nasal passage. It's fast. And it works in 30 seconds. It's drug-free, 99.9% pure saline salt pods. There is no medicinal side effects, okay? You're congested. You're all clogged up. You put it in. You do it. It flows through your nose. Boom, done. You're clean. I feel like a new person. I'm breathing easy. I'm walking around. I wasn't even sick. I just did it to start breathing better. Because sometimes in the summertime, in the winter, all time, I wake up, my nose, this voice doesn't sound like this all the time. Sometimes I actually do nice things and it makes my voice sounds better. Everything about my life sounds better when I'm not congested. So here's what we're going to do. We want to help you get relief from your congestion too. Our listeners can order the convenient Navage starter pack, which includes a nose cleaner with batteries included and 30 original salt pods. Everything you need to get started, plus a cleaning kit as a free gift with your order, but only by going to our exclusive URL. That's navage.com/social and use our promo code social. Again, that's navage.com/social. Okay? That's NAVAGE.com/social. That's promo code social at navage.com/social. All right. We got a lot to talk
get
about.
Into the weekend. All right. Dude, okay. I've been dying to talk to you.
I know. And I also
Did
have
you
to tell you about.
specifically not answer my phone call?
I was sleeping.
Oh,
It was,
that makes
remember,
sense.
we have a time difference. It was 11 o'clock at night.
Well, I was in
time.
Dallas. I was only like an hour behind you.
I was sleeping. It was 10:30. I had a very busy day. Wait till you hear what I had to do.
Okay. So I had back this up. If you guys have been following on Instagram, you might be aware that I was hired to be the comedian at a Southern Christian college. I hadn't said the name up until this week. It was Southern Methodist University, which at first scared me so bad. And Morgan lived in Dallas for like a big chunk of time. And I was like, Morgan, I got hired at this school, Southern Methodist. Which way? He's like, what is it? I'm like, Southern Methodist. He's like, it's fine. They're literally, it's not really religious. It's just a bunch of rich kids. And I was like, okay. And I got there and it couldn't have been more true. Like
it's not like a religious institute of.
I'll just go in order of how things happened. First of all, the people there couldn't have been nicer. Shout out to Sean and Shy. They're like the directors of programming or something like that. They are the nicest people. So everything I say is not a knock on them or the university. It's like this is like a comedic nightmare. All right. So I get there and go to the venue and it was in an auditorium. It wasn't called theater. So I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to be in like a lecture hall or whatever.
It was free for students, right?
It was free for students and faculty.
Okay.
They put me in a 2,000 seat theater.
Oh.
Only open to students and faculty. And I didn't know it was that big of a venue. I immediately was like, this isn't going to fill. Like, it's just going to be me and a bunch of students, like the ones who like just decided to come for something to do because they haven't discovered the joys of alcohol yet. And like here, they're going to come see me. So but then I told him later, I was like, yo, if we would have opened this to the public, like you could have charged for that. It could have been like a charity, some give back. We could have filled this bitch up and then it would have been like not as bad as it was. So it's 200 mainly students, like a few faculty sprinkled on in there, right?
But it was a 2,000 seat, but 200 people came?
200 people. So a 200 people in a 2,000 seat feels like no one came.
Yeah, no, it's rough.
I'm on this huge stage and they played the lights were like flashing all over the place. The music was blaring and I'm out there like, yeah. And I get out there and these kids are looking at me like, make me laugh, clown.
Did you have an opener or anything, or it was just you?
No opener, just went out cold. Like the guy Sean went out there and he like made a little joke and then he's like, I'm gonna leave it to the professionals. Here's Joe Dombrowski. Boom, me.
And you did an hour?
And I probably bailed at like 50 minutes if we're being real, because I just couldn't like bring myself to it anymore. So I get out there, you guys, I start going into my material And it very quickly becomes apparent to me that these kids are not liking it. Because I'm up there, like they're 18, 19, 20, and I'm talking about getting married. I'm talking about starting a family. I'm talking about having, like, I was a teacher. Like, a teacher was your authoritative figure up until 3 months ago. Like, they're like, fuck. Yeah, but they're like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting like chuckles and snickers, but like nothing. Then there are big groups of people who are just full pan dead face the whole time. Okay.
And that's the best feeling.
The lights were not fully down in the audience. It was not dark. So I, at various points, started watching groups of these people just get up and leave right in the middle of it. So I was like, this sucks. This sucks. And then finally, I kind of want them back because as another would leave, I just started singing "Our God is an Awesome God" every time someone would like get up and go. Like, I would just like sing it to them. So I kind of, my saving grace.
Did they laugh at that, or they were like, why the fuck?
Yeah, they did laugh at that. I had 2 saving graces. First saving grace is, who showed up and sat in the front row? About 10 kids from the theater department. Thank God. These little, like, probably queer, into the arts kids. And I was just like, you're my fucking people. Let's go. And then I just like literally was doing the show like for them sometimes. Like, I was like making musical theater references. They were dying. And I was like, if anybody, like someone has to enjoy this, it's going to be these kids. These are my people, right?
At least Gaspare, you got 10.
The material's not working. The material's not working. The material's not working. The material's not working. I'm like, fuck it. Let's go into crowd work. Now, if you know my current hour, I have a joke about Kahoot and how the kids make all these like fucked up usernames. As I'm telling the joke, I'm like, I am talking about them because when I was teaching middle school and it happened to me, they're now in college. It's these kids. So I said, fuck it. And I just went around the room and I started like, what's the crazy Kahoot name that you used to have and used to have? Gaspare, I got D's nuts twice by these fucking kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, this one guy's like, my name's Candace. And I was like, Candace who? He's like, Candace, D's nuts. And everyone just fucking cracked up. And I'm like, okay, fuck.
Did you laugh at that or no?
I like fake laughed. But I was like, I just got D's nuts on fucking stage in front of these kids. and then like some time went by and I asked another kid, fully fell for it. He D's nuts to me again. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So then I kind of like know Dallas a little bit. So at the end, I was like, fuck it. And I was just like, listen, you guys, if you're gonna drink, don't fucking get caught and don't black out. No one likes the drunkest person at a fucking party or a bar or whatever. You seem like a loser. And 2, here are some really amazing bars in Dallas that you guys should go to. And I was like, this one. And then it was just like painful. And you know, when you don't do a good job and you walk, first of all, they never should have hired me. Like, I wasn't the person for the job. Let's just call it. Like my demo is not that.
There are like college humor comics who would be great at that.
Exactly. Like, who's good for a job like this? Fucking Marcelo from SNL. He's 25, 26. He went to high school with some of the kids who were in the audience. You know what I mean? Like Gen Z to Gen Z sort of situation. I'm 30 fucking 5. Talking to them about how I need to start applying for life insurance. Like, they don't give a fuck.
They don't even know what that is.
And I'm just like sweating my tits off in this thing. I get off stage. The sound guy goes, yeah, not the best. And I'm like, well, shit. But I made friends with them, so it was totally fine. But
yeah, I mean, it's always bad when like a staff member is like, when you walk off stage.
So here's the thing. I got off. And the two people who hired me to do it came back, and they're Southern Gaspers. So they do the whole, oh my God, it was so good. I thought it was great. I was laughing my tuchus off. And I'm like, I was like, you know what, guys, we don't need to do this. Like I've done this way too fucking long. Like I know what that was. And they were just like, no, really, it was great. I was like, it really wasn't. Then they were like, do you have any like feedback for us? And then I told them the whole thing about how we should have opened this up or whatever.
Yeah.
But two things. I was so out of my mind distraught about I was shaking when I went off stage. And then I went to eat and I was like eating by myself. I'm like shaking, like I couldn't come down from it. And then I remembered two things. I was watching a documentary about comedians a few years ago, and I don't remember who it was, but it was like a super, super, super famous comedian. And they said, no matter how big you are, no matter how successful you are never exempt from a bomb. Ever. It can happen to anyone at any time for any reason. And then I remembered, I'm not going to say the name. I did a show, and one of the biggest comedians of right now was in town and knew the club owner and asked if they could work on some of the material for the show. And they didn't know who I was. They didn't care. They just needed an audience. So they were like, okay, I'm going to do this. This comic.
And he's huge.
Like you can't,
Beyond
almost
huge.
you can't get bigger, right,
Yeah.
Gaspare? Right. Like you can't get bigger. He literally, he didn't do well. He didn't do well. He even talked about it on his own podcast the next week. He's like, I went out there and chewed on my own dick for 30 minutes in front of this. And it was like, yeah, because your audience and what you do is not mine. And that's the beauty of comedy. Like people aren't bad. It's just like, this person's for you and this person's for you. Like, I'm like, guess, love you to death. But some of your like people who come to see you just because you're so fucking New York might not like what I'm doing. And that's totally fine. You know what I mean? That's so good. And I love that. So then I talked myself off a ledge and I was like, you know what? As teachers, you never stop learning. So I'm like, what's the learning from this? And the learning really is, because I was like, fuck this. I'm never doing a college gig again. I'm never going back to it. But here's the thing. If I get a college gig, no matter where it's at, in the dirty South or in my hometown, ask questions before you agree to do it. I should have got these people on the line, talked about where they're going to have it. How many people do you predict coming? Who do you think is actually going to come? More staff or more students? Can we open this to the public? Blah, 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 blah. Like I should have asked all these things and I didn't. I just accepted and went, and that's on me. So at the end of the day, was it horrific? And do I feel like shit about it still? Yes, but I do have to say I'm glad I did it.
Well, listen, like you said, also at the end of the day, you said there's 200 people there, probably 100. If only 10 people listened, the 190 who didn't give a shit probably already forgot that you came to their college, forgot your name.
Real, yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Like you were just some guy that they were like, hey, it's Saturday night. I guess we're not doing anything. Let's just go watch. Oh, this sucks. Let's leave. And they never even put a second thought into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're so right. And I did get some DMs shortly after of some students, like the theater kids DM'd me and they were like, that was so fucking funny, or like that was so for us, or whatever.
And that's the thing. Like, remember I told you about that show in somewhere and it just wasn't my crowd. You know what I mean? But like
exactly,
the
it was the same thing.
The 22 people that were there to see me were like, this was great. The rest of them hated it and they just left. And I was like, oh, well, they have I mean, I hated myself after it, but I was like, they don't remember me. I'm already forgotten in their head.
This one DM that I got too kind of made it better and worse, but they were like,
you tried.
They go, I thought it was funny. Sorry about those homophobes, or sorry about all the homophobes, but like, I thought it was funny. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this confirms everything that I thought was happening actually happened. Oh, God.
So, all right. So that was Saturday for you, right? This weekend, my son and my daughter had a concert That's what I was sending you pictures of yesterday.
Yeah, that's the thing. Was it their concert or was it like some community block party or something?
No. So my son plays piano. Lucy started playing the drums 3 weeks ago. Lucy, the owner of the music school, is like, hey, Lucy's pretty good at this. We have a concert coming up. Do you want her to play in the concert? Gaspar was already going to be playing piano. So Lucy was like, yeah, all right, I'll play. Like, she is completely fearless, doesn't give a damn. So she played We Will Rock You on the drums, and Gaspar played TNT on the piano. Okay. So all morning, we wake up Sunday morning, and it's a whole concert all day long. There's going to be like other bands playing all day long. Gaspar's like, I'm so nervous. Lucy's like, stop being nervous. It's not a big deal, brother. Just do it. Meanwhile, which is hysterical because she took 3 lessons. She's like, just do it. It's just get up and play piano. So he gets up on stage. We're there all day. It starts at 4:00. It ended at 8. They went on at like 6:30. So first off, on the drive there, Lucy's like, I want to change my name to Rainbow. And we're like, what? She's such a hippie. It's like we got there was bands playing. It's like she took an edible before the show. She was just in front.
Yes,
I sent you that
you
picture.
already have to write this into your act for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm trying. I'm getting around to it. But she's standing in front of the guitarist, just in her own world, not giving a damn. And we're all in chairs. Everybody's laughing. The lead singer of one of the bands had like red dyed hair and like, the boots on and everything. Lucy, as soon as she got off stage, Lucy's like, I like your hair. Wow, that's so pretty. I like your boots. They're so cool. On and on, whatever. Yeah. Finally, it's Gaspar's turn. Gaspar gets up. He's going to play TNT on piano. So first off, we told him that we sprayed him with a special spray that makes you not nervous. So we're just fucking spraying him with like mist from a water spray. And he's like, and Lucy's like, see, it's working. You're not scared anymore. Stop being scared. Like, she literally was like, don't be a bitch. Like, just get out there. So he gets on stage. He's got one hand in his pocket.
I can see Lucy, like, he walks away and turns to you and be like, that's fucking water, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And he's like, it's so good. Yeah.
Fucking soak me.
So he goes up. He's got his hand in his pocket.
And why?
Dude, because little kids, when they get nervous, they do weird shit. He literally just grabbed himself with one hand and played piano with the other. He played all the notes to TNT, but his hand was just like going down on himself.
Why? That's so random.
He was nervous, so he was grabbing his penis, I guess. I don't know. I do the same thing.
What's the connect? When you're nervous?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
so
God.
He was just playing, and then he would like hit the note, and it would be playing, and he would spin around on the piano. So then
I saw that.
Hits it, spins. He goes, so we go, why'd you do that? He goes, I don't know. I just got so dizzy. He didn't even know. And right before he started playing, it was funny because they go, oh, and Gaspar's good friend is going to be playing guitar on the band because they had his friend. They go, Gaspar's good friend, Derek. The kid, Derek, Gaspar calls him DJ. We all call him DJ. So Gaspar in the middle of the concert goes, who's Derek? He just yells it. And we're like, DJ's real name's Derek. He goes, oh, all right. In the middle of the concert, he just stopped to yell, who's Derek?
Like, on the microphone?
Yeah, he don't give a damn. He just was screaming it. And then
hilarious.
So he
Did your mom go?
Oh yeah, my whole family.
Oh
and then,
my God, I love
all
it.
Gaspar's friends came. They held up signs. It was really cute. So then Gaspar
so
ends.
Cool.
It was great. It
Was
was such like a cool moment. He like ended. He was jumping up and down. He was so excited. And then they were like, "All right, Lucy's up next." So Lucy's like, all right, fine. She takes her pink drumsticks, walks, sits at the drum kit. There's no band. The guy's like, oh yeah, we don't have a band for her. She's just going to play it by herself. And Lucy sat in the middle of the...
And just wailed on the drums.
They just played it through the speaker and she just went, ba, ba, ch, ba. So uninterested. She gets up at the end. She did it perfect. Gets up at the end. And she goes, all right, I'm done with drums now. We said, you don't want to be a drummer? She goes, nah, I'm not a drum girl anymore. We're like, oh, okay, Flat. Oh, okay, Rainbow.
Is that like being a dad? Is that like being a kid though? Like, do you notice as a dad that they're just like, hell yeah, I'm into this. And then like the next day they're like, fuck it.
Dude, we start building Legos that they were so excited for. We opened 15 bags of Legos. We did one bag. They were like, we actually don't want to do Legos anymore. I actually hate Legos. I'm like,
So what
all
do
right.
you say?
I built the rest of the Legos by myself.
So you don't like make them stick to it?
Oh,
like will you make Lucy like finish
she's gonna
drums?
keep playing drums. Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is just what kids do. Like they're into it and then
Okay.
they're not. But like she'll be into it again next week. It was like the pinnacle.
In
like
the
I
moment,
think
right.
she just thought like once I do this concert, I'm done. I'm relieved of my drums. You know?
So do you have a drum set at the house?
No, we don't because we didn't know if she was gonna like it. This is only her third lesson. And
So
then she did a concert.
Yeah, that's true. So when do you decide if you
They're gonna stick with it?
Yeah, like what?
Dude, I didn't even buy Gaspare baseball cleats until midway through the first season because I was like, there's no way he's going to want to play every day. I'm like, I'm not buying him fucking cleats. I don't care if they're $30. Like, I'm not buying them for him to quit. And then we just have a pair of cleats. So I was like, you're not. Because remember with Lucy when she quit football and she's like, don't touch me. You know, like, you also, it's hard because you don't want to like force them to do something that they don't like.
Right.
Because then it's a chore for everybody.
Right.
Like when Lucy quit gymnastics, like it became to a point where it was like she didn't want to do it. I'm like, well, we're still going. Like we paid for the season. But then like the next week, she cried the whole drive there, cried the whole time she was there, cried on the way home. The next time. And then it's like 3 times of that. You're like, all right, you clearly fucking hate gymnastics. You know, like what am I gonna do? Like be like, nope, we paid.
But
we're all gonna be miserable now.
Wasn't she like naturally so good at it though?
She wants to go back, of course. She said she didn't like it that day. Those
for 3
days. Yeah.
Wait, but wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't like the teachers and like couldn't you like tell that she was just like better than the other kids? Is that true or am I making shit up?
I mean, she was good at it. She was very natural at it, but now she's probably just evened out with everybody else.
I honestly think like you and Melissa, like the way
gymnast.
Yeah, I really do believe that.
Yeah,
like
I mean, she
like
was like
you're
good
coordinated.
Tumbler.
Is Melissa? Was she coordinated? She like do
she was
sports
a dancer.
See, yeah, you know what I mean. Like I feel like you're pumping out gymnasts and you don't even know it.
Yeah, I mean,
let's send Lucy to China for a few years and have her come back and be like, Paya!
Well, or they don't bring her, let her come back.
That too.
Also, Joe, I was in Ohio this week, in Columbus, right, and Cincinnati. You've been obviously,
Holy shit! I gotta tell you, was shocked that you ate the pasta with the chili.
Oh, well, we'll talk about it in a second. So, number one, just so you know, I get to the airport and they were like,
please go back on the road with me. Like,
they were like,
we used to have so much fun.
They were like, you can get this Mazda a Nissan for $46 or for $54. You can get this Mustang, 2024 Mustang. And I was like, oh, for $9 more. I was like, yeah, give me the Mustang.
You did?
Of course. This is my moment. Oh. I had a Mustang when I was young. I wanted to drive again. I forgot what driving a Mustang's like. It's so loud. It's so low. Because now I drive like
drives a Mustang.
Oh, does he?
Yes. And I'm always like, no, first of all, I can't drive a stick. So he takes my car everywhere. I can never take his car anywhere.
Oh, no. I don't know. It wasn't stick.
It's a stick. And it's little. I can barely fit in it.
Yeah, like I kept hitting my head on the ceiling and I was like, how does a tall person drive this? Also, the revving of the engine was so fucking annoying. Like you just get in, it's like, I'm like, oh, like
people love that shit.
I don't love it. I like quiet where people don't know I'm there.
Right. I want an electric car to come up behind me and hit me because I didn't get out of the street in time. I
don't want an electric car. But anyway, so I get the Mustang. I'm driving it around, right? So I get to the hotel. I said to the lady, I go, what's there to do around here? She like literally like looked up at me with like tears in her eyes. She was like, nothing.
Where were you?
I was like right outside of Columbus in Reynoldsburg. And she like literally was like, there's nothing to do at all.
What's Reynoldsburg? Like, why were you in Reynoldsburg?
It's just where they put me. It's like right outside. Like, it's like literally 10 minutes from the club. It's just not like.
But you played at the
Columbus.
Easton Center, right?
Yeah. I just wasn't staying.
Little mall.
I know. So she goes, I go, what's there to do around here? So she gave me a list and she hands me the list, right? And the first thing on the list was Walmart.
No.
And I was like, oh. Then the second thing on the list was Goodwill.
What?
And I was like, yeah.
Why didn't she say like go to Columbus? Like the Columbus Zoo or something?
So she was like, go to Goodwill. So I was like, to donate my time or my clothes. And she's like, what? And I was like, oh, never mind. So I was just like, okay. And then the rest of the list of things to do is bars. So I was like, okay. So I just like ate and I just like drove around and there was like not much to do. Then in Cincinnati, everyone was like, go to Skyline Chili, go to Skyline Chili. So I went to Skyline Chili. For those of you who don't know what Skyline Chili is, do you know it? Like you knew it before that?
No, but I knew that this is like a Cincinnati specific thing where they put chili on pasta instead of sauce.
Oh, it's spaghetti.
Yeah.
So I walked into the restaurant, right? Picture like a Subway. It looks like Subway. It's just all pots of chili and spaghetti. And then they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, well, what's like the thing people get here? And the guy's like, a 3-way. And it was just him and another guy was working. I was like, nah, I'm not into that. Thanks. And like they laughed. And I was like, what's the 3-way? And he's like, it's the pasta with the chili on top and cheese. I was like, yeah, cool. I didn't realize it's just straight up. They scoop spaghetti out of a crock pot. Then they put a heaping serving of chili and then they put a pound of shredded cheese. Also, nobody told me that like I would get it all over my clothes. So then I had to go to...
Whoa.
No, you can't eat it without. You get a bib.
Gaspare,
they give you bibs.
You can't eat an apple without getting it all over your clothes. What are you talking about?
They give you a bib.
Really?
You can get a bib. Yeah, it's like, it's very hard. It's chili. It's spaghetti. It's everywhere, you know? And then I had to go and buy a new shirt. And then at the show... the Foxhole Farms. Let me make sure I'm saying that right.
Love that.
Foxhole, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Foxhole Farms. They're fans of ours, you guys. The nicest people in Ohio.
Foxhole Farms.
Okay, Foxhole Farms, you guys. Go to foxholefarmohio.com. This is some of the produce and I'm talking like that. Dude, Gaspar, have you ever had honey nut squash? They're selling honey nut squash. Honey nut squash is like the redheaded stepchild of butternut squash that nobody knows about, but it is so good. I never buy butternut squash anymore because honey nut squash is totally where it's at. They got a quadrillion different kinds of tomatoes right now.
Potatoes, tomatoes,
carrots, yams. So they don't have carrots and yams. Onions galore, beets, my favorite. Gaspar.
I'm on the website. Look at all these peppers.
Lemon balm, sage, chocolate. I wish I went to that bunch farm. Of micro. This is what I'm saying, Gaspar. We have to go back on the road together. We have to go back on the road together. We have to.
This is what
Wild violet jelly.
Jelly.
You ate it? How was it?
They gave it me. I just stuck my finger and I ate it.
Was it so good?
Yeah, it's sweet. I thought I was going to get stopped by customs bringing it home. I thought I was going to get arrested. I was like, what if they laced it? And
dude, we gotta go, man. This is making me so jealous. Also, when they came to the show, I told them, like, they know I talk about it every now and then too. I want a farm. Like, honestly, I love this house and I love this neighborhood and I love where I live. But if someone was like 12 acres on farming land, I'd be like, done. Yes, take me. Like, let's get the goats. Let's get the chickens. Let's get the vegetables going.
It's funny because they gave me the stuff, but they gave it to the club owner and to send it back to me. And they were like, tell them that it's from his favorite farmers or something like that.
They really are my favorite
and
farmers.
And the guy's like, I don't know if you want these. It's tomatoes. So I was like, all right. So I had the openers eat them first to make sure they weren't poisoned.
Shout out Foxhole Farm. Shout out. Okay, guys, real quick though. I got to tell you. Did I tell you about all this film? I like threw down some coins for filming on the road on this fall tour that I'm doing.
Did you? Oh, you didn't do it yet. You just are going to.
Well, we're getting ready to do it. So I'm doing a bunch of like behind the scenes stuff. So in every city, did I tell you about the prizes that I am doing?
What, you're going to leave gifts throughout the city?
Yeah, I bought these gold waterproof tubes. All right. And then I have these, they're being printed right now, but they are.
That was just a pickle.
No, I printed these like golden tickets and I'm going to like hide this in the city and like on Instagram, I'm going to just be like, okay, it's right here. Go get it. And if you get it, you get 2 free tickets to any of the shows for the weekend.
Oh, you're going to do it for the weekend of the show.
the
Oh, yeah, because you always
fans, right.
get in the night before.
Right,
So
which
you'll
is
have
cool because
time.
a lot of the shows sell out. So then like people are like, I have tickets, but I have 2 more friends that want to go. Here you go.
But not even that. It's just a cool thing, period.
Or just like have fun, right? You know, and
like,
then
remember
I'll
I told you
probably
when Melissa and I did it with her jewelry? We hit them
Yes.
around the city.
Yes. So then
And it
I'll
was-
probably do a meet and greet with them and I'll probably buy them a drink or whatever. But the whole thing too is I'm doing this and then I'm told the fans like, yo, tell me what to do in these cities. I am filming on the road. Like, so they're sending me out to all these things and I'll probably go with my openers and whatever too. This is what I'm saying. What are we doing in New York? Okay, because I do have shows in New York, and we gotta get into something. We gotta get into some shit. What is it?
All right, when's your show in New York?
October 3rd or something like that.
Am I here? I should be.
Would you imagine if you're not?
October 3rd. I think I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Yep. That's a Wednesday.
October 4th. The show's October 4th.
Oh, you're a Friday.
Yeah. October
and then
4th.
you leave the next day because I'm in Poughkeepsie the next night.
Oh, then that sucks because my show in Boston is the 4th and my show in New York is on the 5th.
Oh, so your show's in New York on the 5th, on the Sunday.
On Saturday the 5th.
No, it's Sunday the 5th.
Saturday is the 5th. Sunday is the 6th.
Sunday's the 5th.
Look back at your calendar, Gaspare.
October 5th is, oh, shoot.
You're double booked.
Oh, no. I put the wrong
no.
date on my... Oh, no, I didn't. I just can't read. October 5th. You're right. Okay.
Well, I am going to have my videographer with me and I'm going to be back for 2 days. So they're doing, so follow on YouTube and all that. But what I'm saying is when I come to you, I can see you getting us into some shit, which would be awesome.
You know what
I think what we should just do is a full day in Staten Island. Like you just like take me around Staten Island and it's just like me being bewildered.
Well, we could do that and I could easily set up you to be very bewildered. I'll even hook you up with the most New York Staten Island people I know.
That's exactly what I want.
And we'll just go places with them.
Right. Like Kujine's going to take me to do some shit.
Oh.
I'm just fucking with you guys.
No, but I mean, all right, we'll talk.
Okay. So all this, but a couple things happened this week that I do want to talk to you about. If you were in the situation, what would you do? And I want the fans to tell us what you would do too. You can write us on YouTube in the YouTube comments. We'd love to hear from you. You get into an Uber, right? Because you got to go to a show. Oh, actually, you just get out of the airport and you got to go check into your hotel. You're exhausted, okay? You get in an Uber and the directions for where they're taking you are front and center in their center console, right? But you see him continuously looking down as he's driving, and then you look and you can't see what it is, but his phone's in his lap and he's watching something in his lap while driving you. What do you do?
Watching a movie or watching GPS?
It couldn't have been GPS because the GPS was front and center.
No, because I have realized that some of them put GPS on their phones, even though the GPS is different on the console. I think because there's like the Uber GPS and then there's like Waze, and they're like using like a different app to get you there faster. That's what I've noticed.
So let's just
anyway.
Okay,
all right,
sure,
so the guys,
sure.
Either way, the guy's looking not at the road, looking down.
And I'm talking like constantly down, up, down, up, down, up. Like,
yeah, I'd probably say nothing and just I'm like, shit, this sucks.
What would you do after your ride?
Probably just 5-star.
Straight up.
Just, I don't know, because I'm always like, you give a negative review and then they like come back and murder you.
Here's the thing. I don't live there and I don't give a fuck. You want to know what I did?
You 0-starred him and...
I 0-starred him and no tip and reported his ass. And I fucking told Uber, I was like, this is happening and this is unsafe driving practices. I don't give... But I was specific. I said the GPS was on his center console and he was watching something. I don't know what it is in his lap. So I
Yeah,
wasn't like,
I
he's
don't think
watching a movie. You know what I mean?
I don't think you're in the wrong at all.
I don't fuck around with that shit.
Like, I don't think you're in the wrong. I mean, it's hard because you're right. Like, if they pick me up from my house, I'm always like, oh, they know where I live. But when you're like in the middle of the freaking desert and you're like, what the hell do I care? Just fucking, like you're never going to see me. I don't know. I just get worried. Like, especially for you, like they could just Google your name if they got that review and be like, oh, shit, he's in town today at these shows. Or they're like, oh, he's a professional bike rider.
Yeah, one of the two. But I don't know. That, for some reason, very much struck me because I'm like, if you're doing it for me, then God, we got here safe. But I can't let this asshole be out there doing that for other people. The Uber smelled like shit. Full BO'd, nasty body, unwashed, disgusting. And I was like, no.
One time I had a bus driver who was on a school trip. This guy was on his phone the whole trip. So I said to him, I was like, dude, I was like in the front.
And you were the chaperone?
I was the teacher. I was like, yo, the kids are all even saying you're on your phone. And he's like, my bad. And he just put his phone away. I was like, dude, like, come on, man. Like you're in a bus. Like this, you're going to kill.
I would have got off and reported that shit so fucking fast. And people's children. Oh, I would have made him pull the fuck over. And I said, call the bus station, get another driver here. I'm not fucking doing this.
Yeah. I was just like, dude, I was like, the kids are all saying like, you're on your phone. Like we all see you're on your phone.
Yeah. Hell no. I'm surprised one of your kids didn't call his ass out on their own.
Next thing. I don't give a shit.
Next thing.
No one saw it but me.
Pet peeves. You want to talk about pet peeves or do you want to talk about the rabbit hole that I went down this week?
Pet peeves for me in life?
Yeah, like in general.
People who quit on things quickly. Like, who like are like, oh, it's too hard, I'm not going to do it.
But like adults or like Gaspare and Lucy?
No. Gaspare and Lucy, they know better because I'm always like, quitting's the easiest thing you could do. I was like, so you want to be a quitter? That's just taking the easy way out. Like I always tell them that. They, no, just like adults who are like, it's too hard, I'm not going to do it. Like, it's like that like attitude of like this newer generation is just like, if it requires any effort, they don't want to do it. And that drives me nuts because like for me, like I got my master's, I got married, got my master's, bought a house, freaking all this shit in 1 year. Like I was just like, getting everything done that had to be done. I was teaching full time. I was going to school at night. I was tutoring to make money to pay for my master's, to pay for our wedding. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, there's no excuse. If you want to do something, you could do it. But so many people, once they like have any obstacle, they just quit. Yeah. And that's a pet peeve of mine when you give up easily.
Yep. And I feel that too. I also, I watched a Dateline this week of this guy who killed his mom because he was like 24 and she was making him move out of the house. I was like, come on. That's
what I'm saying. Like that's this generation.
It was pathetic. And he actually got out of jail. Long story. Anyway, guess. The people who play characters at Disney World also have stalkers. Isn't that insane?
The people who play Elsa?
Yes. So
stalked?
What people do is and it's not specific to the character. They will find the schedule of who's playing the character and they go when this person is playing the character. And like these people who played the characters did say that like one of the reasons they get into you is because like you give them more special time or something else than another person who plays that character. So then they like hone in on you, but they go wherever this person goes, no matter what character
right?
It gets to the point that Disney alerts the characters and are like, yo, this person's in the park today. And I'm like, just tell them not to, you're banned. You're fucking weird. You're out of here. Like,
if you're following around an Elsa because like, she gave you the special wand.
Like, and they said they will stand there. Like, you know how the characters like stand there and take the picture and do the thing or whatever? They'll stand there the whole time they're there. Like, even as they're like taking pictures with other people and stuff like that.
Because they're just obsessed with,
those people. Yeah,
listen, the word fan derives from fanatic.
Oh, and fanatic was something crazy?
Well, I would say a fanatic is like, obsessed? No,
I guess
like
so.
You're
yeah,
an addict, fan addict. I don't know. I just made that
A reading from the book of Randazzo.
Do you know in my Columbus show, shout out to this girl, Justine, that was in the crowd. She's a huge podcast listener, and she kept saying, I said a word and I said it. And she goes, oh, you just made that into a verb. And I said, I'm not here for a lesson in school, like whatever. But then they kept like correcting my grammar with things, but not really. But then I just kept going back at them saying like, don't correct my grammar, Justine. But they were like great sports about it, but they were big podcast listeners. Thanks, Justine, for coming.
Thanks, Justine. Hey, and you guys, you can come see me on the road. Get your tickets at thejoedombrowski.com.
And guys, if you haven't gone on YouTube yet to see these headphones,
it's a treat.
I strongly suggest that they look horrible, and I'm going to probably return them.
It's a treat.
All right, guys, get tickets. See me, GaspareRandazzo.com. Have a great day.
Bye.